three different industries that are ripe for innovation, ripe for disruption by creators. The first one is education, the second one is media, and the third one is fashion. Starting with education. So obviously lots of creators make money by selling courses, but the issue is none of their courses are credentialed. By that I mean you have to go to college in order to become a lawyer, in order to become a doctor, in order to become a nurse. You have to go through an RN program. Even to become a real estate agent, there are state regulated programs that you have to courses that you have to take in order to be able to get that certification, get that credential. What if creators were able to make their courses credentialed by the state? So I take my real estate license online, and that's where I was able to get my real estate license. I just took a course, and then I had to go take a test in like a testing center, and within a couple weeks I had my real estate license, right? So if creators can take what they have, their courses, and get them credentialed by the state, they'll be able to fill a huge gap in the market, which is universities charge $160,000 for 4 years of college. That's at a 40K university. Some of them are double that. NYU is like 80K. In order to be able to get a credential or be able to gain access to a certain career, in order to be able to enter a certain career, if creators are able to make their courses credentialed, legalized, whatever it is, in order to fulfill that need at a much cheaper price, they will be making tons of money. Instead of paying $160,000 in order to be able to, I don't know, become a nurse, imagine being able to pay $10,000 from your favorite creator, from a creator that you found on YouTube or a creator that you found online. So this is a huge gap in the market that I think that creators should definitely try to take advantage of. Number two, we have media. So media has already been disrupted, quite frankly, but it's going to be disrupted even more so. News is coming from different places. When I grew up, we had the news station, Channel 5, Channel 4, Fox 5 News, whatever. And now news are coming from creators like this online who are just speaking to their cameras, speaking on the news, speaking at different events. And so your news sources are coming from opinionated pieces and opinionated people. And when you have Kim Kardashians of the world who are able to reach 350 million people with one post, right? Because that's how many followers she has. She is already bigger than Fox 5. She's already bigger than CNN. She's already bigger than ABC, all these news stations. So if she's already bigger than them, it shows that these stations are not, hidey-tidy or whatever. An individual creator can become bigger than the news stations themselves. So in the future, or what's up for disruption, is news sources done by creators at mass scale. Obviously, news is big business. It's something that grabs people's attention. It's something that people are always looking into because there's always new news happening. There's always some new event that happened, and people just have to report on it. And so because it's also sticky because you're keeping up with the news. So I think that's another area that can really be disrupted by creators. So someone who is aiming for Kim Kardashian-like numbers, but within the news space, has a real opportunity here to make themselves a personal brand or a creator brand or even a news brand, but do so in a way that is disruptive towards the status quo. Lastly, we have fashion. In a world of, Sheins, Temus, Amazons, just super fast fashion at super cheap prices, it is hard to compete, right? So traditional stores are really struggling. Kohl's, Macy's is shutting down a bunch of stores, and these are iconic department stores. Even Forever 21 shut down recently. RIP, I used to love their clothes. And so why this industry is already being disrupted by these new types of super fast fashion, it can also be disrupted by creators. Now here's the advantage. Here's how you compete. Creators have something that Shein, Temu, Amazon, etc. doesn't. They have exclusivity. Drop culture. Anyone who follows a creator who has does a drop every month or for clothing or brand understands what it's like to have scarcity. So the fact that, let's say I have this really cool jacket I designed, I'm a fashion designer and I do monthly drops, or I do a drop every other month or every 3 months. The fact that I only have 500 of these jackets made makes it a collectible item, makes it art, makes it a moment of time, makes it exclusive, makes me a member of someone who is able to get something that other people cannot get. And that allows the creator to charge premium pricing. Exclusivity allows you to charge premium prices. So if you wanted to use drop culture, let's say instead of selling a normal jacket that's high quality, let's say at Zara would be like $120, right? As a creator, if I'm only making 500 of these jackets, I can sell these 500 jackets, which is the same quality of Zara, right? Instead of selling it for 120, I can sell it for 500. Or I can even sell it for 1,000, depending on how like my audience is and how much money they have, expendable to spend. So these are just all the different ways that creators are able to wedge themselves into industries that are entrenched with huge players that you can't normally compete with, but do so in a way where you can compete. Another example is just live selling online. That's becoming such a huge thing. So if you are someone that's even past drops, right? You can get your orders and you can start selling them online. You could change the pricing as it is. You can have people bid. I've seen on Whatnot, they bid and they get a price that's higher or lower than whatever. So even online selling, especially with limited resources or limited edition or limited production, allows you to make a ton of money and do so in a way where you can legitimately have a real business, a real fashion-based business, do what you love, design clothes, make people feel great about themselves looking in it, make people, give them something that they care about. So yeah, these are all just the different ways that creators can disrupt these three industries. So just the key takeaways is education, find a way to get your courses credentialed, so that people can get legitimized access to careers or legitimized access to certifications that they normally would not be able to. Once someone's able to figure that out, they're golden. 2, media, news in particular, CNN, Fox News, no one trusts these sources. We all know that they're biased anyway. If you're gonna be biased, it'd be like, who's that lady, Candace or whatever, who is just openly like, this is my conservative views on things, right? And so people are going to gravitate towards whatever opinion it might be that fits them and that fits what they think. And so they're going to get their news from a source who agrees with their point of view and their worldview. So that's another opportunity. And then lastly, we have fashion, which is drop culture, is how you can beat competitors like Shein and Alibaba who can't compete with you because you guys are in 2 different lanes. You're not going to go cheaper than them. You're not going to get, mass scale as they do. You're not going to get subsidized by the Chinese government like Shein does. But what you can do is utilize your exclusivity, utilize urgency, utilize rarity to charge premium prices and get yourself a pretty penny. Okay, thank you for watching. I will catch you guys on the next video.